Welcome friends, family, and other creatures of the sea to the most professional StarCraft 2 with the Protoss player in the red, the captain. It's Harstem, up against his teammate, his casting partner, and now his enemy. In the blue, it's Lambo, the Overmind. A best of 3 Protoss versus Zerg to determine which of these top-tier content creators creates the most top-tier content. For me. And if you want to show your appreciation, you can like and subscribe. And I guess to their channels as well. And Jimmy, what are we? 1,383 likes on this video, on this cast. And I'll cast another one. And I'll probably do it anyways. I don't know what else I'd do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. The usual fare to start things off. Stargate on the way. Adepts throwing mad shade. The Queen's unhappy about it. And all is right in the Protoss versus Zerg world, at least for now. But Lambo, the creator of the German taxi build, the German player himself, first coming up with the idea of ferrying the Queens across in their own limousine, aka an overlord, not too long ago, in order to punish greedy Protoss like Harstem, who will just take a third base with only maybe a few oracles and a couple of depths. Now, the meta has shifted dramatically since then. Oracles are continually built to the point that it's almost impossible to hide anything from their almost all-seeing revelations. And honestly, the Sim City, what has really developed, probably more efficiently and rapidly than City Skylines 2, is Protoss Sim City, where essentially walling off about a third of your mineral line at the third lets it okay. All right, I want to talk about. I'm gonna get on my high horse here, metaphorically. Of course, I wouldn't get up from my seat. I don't do stand-up comedy. I usually prefer sitting. But really, is it worth it? One drone. That oracle is in the orange. I am half convinced. We'll round up or down depending on the day. I am half convinced that Protoss players do this so they won't feel obligated to micro their oracle. Well, there's another reason not to micro your oracle. Because they get shot down by the Queens. Harstem! Brenda, you gonna say it? No, that was just sad. Well, Adept Glaives it is. Is it an Eclipse build behind this? Adding in a few shades just to keep him... Oh, Lambo's reading him like a book right now. And who reads books nowadays? What a nerd. Baneling Nest is on the way. Melee attack upgrade. But Harstem looks committed to the Glaive to Depths. Did he see the Bane Nest? The Bane Nest is right there. He didn't actually see it. Harstem didn't catch a glimpse of it, even with the shades. Of course, they don't have quite as much vision, but... Not an ideal scenario at all to be going Glaive to Depths. This is about as hard of a counter as you get to the Adept Shades. Going to have... He knows. Lambo knows Harstem too well. Alright. I think this is him reading Harstem. Like, he's seen this before. He's not going to be the least bit surprised. He spots the Adept Shades headed out. There's going to be Banelings on the way. The Banelings will be fully operational before the Glaive Adepts arrive. And this could be an absolute disaster for the captain now. He needs to know the Banelings exist before he completes the shade. If so, there's a chance he makes something happen. Wow, he did not expect... Okay, all right. Very lucky for Harstem. He actually spots... Oh my god. Well, it wasn't the worst recall that I can recall. But I recall better ones as well. He gets out of there. Some of the Adepts will live through it. +1 melee, not quite done yet. The Banelings, Lambo's at 64 drones. Not great, not terrible, but the Zerglings ripping through. Oracle completely out of energy. Single sentry warped in. Force field's good. Zealot caught on the wrong side of history, but the probe's holding the door for now. Needs another sentry. Warps in a stalker. Well, 22 probes. But right now, yeah, when I said walling off a third of the base, I meant like half of it. He's going to use the Zealots. Oh my god, the shield battery overcharges perfect. And Harstem holds both sides of the mineral line. Somehow doesn't lose a single probe with an immaculate defense. Well, much better on defense than offense here. Harstem just locks it down. Though he is a bit supply blocked. Yeah, I'd rather take that over losing so many probes. You don't have to worry about it. So, about perfect on the defense. The attack that led up to it, well, and Harstem playing 7D backgammon right now in order to bait out that sort of counterattack. But it's not like Lambo is in a terrible spot either. He's got 78 drones. He's got a Hydraless Den already completed. Does he have Groovy Spines? No, he's going Hydra Speed first, which means he wants to get aggressive with it. Harstem's making Phoenixes, possibly anticipating Mutas here. But the Archons will hunt down the Queens. And the Charge Lots as well. Going to be able to pick up those Archons. The Zerglings get the surround, but he juggles back, warps in. Harstem with the counterattack to the counterattack, finding so much damage. He actually kills 7 drones. He's done some damage to the hatchery, able to juggle back with the Archons. And very importantly, spots the Hydras. That means starting out the Psionic Storm, as well as continuing upgrades. I like the safety Phoenix there. 1, to shut down Overlords, and 2, just in case of Mutas, because all he saw was Zerglings, and okay. What a perfect defense earlier, and then loses 10 probes to a Zergling run by. A little embarrassing, but a couple more drones dead. Harstem. 130 to 170 supply. Hydraling Bane is a potent combination. It's all going to come down to the storms. Whether they wash away enough Hydras, Lings, and Banes, or whether Lambo is able to weather the Captain's Maelstrom. 13 more Banelings on the way. Baneling speed and Hydra speed, and obviously Zergling speed all done. Groove Spine's almost there. They're trying to target down the Templar, but that ain't gonna happen from that angle. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, Force Fields to stall out, and Storm is done, and Harstem walls off with the Force Field. There's not a single Ravager in sight. There's not even a Roach Warden. There's no hope of doing anything against that. He doesn't use any of the Storms. He holds on to them for now. Actually warping in late game Adepts. Kind of a crazy choice. But Infestation Pit now on the way. Harstem again. A near perfect defense when it comes to holding on to the 3rd. And he may actually be able to get his 4th this time around. Infestation Pit, Lurker Den on the way as Lambo rebuffed twice now. He's looking for something a bit more tech-oriented for his 3rd attempt. Single Zealot. The Scout will be taken out, but Harstem feeling like he can actually fight this army with that much Storm. I think he has a couple Storms on those Templar now, as well as the Archons, which are so beefy. Meanwhile, Zerglings try to get into the natural, but Harstem, a near-perfect setup. Storms, well, he didn't want to miss that opportunity. The Zealot tries to 1v1 a Spine Crawler, but the Spine ends up with more backbone. 6 more drones dead as Lambo plummets to a 10-worker lead, and adding 10 more workers after it. That might be a bit much, but... oh, Lambo working on his hive. He's got a lot of gas income. In fact, right now, Lambo has 1,600 gas income. He's mining all 5 bases, whereas Harstem doesn't even have his 4th up yet. That is a redonkulous amount of gas. He could corner the market with that. +2 ground weapons is completed. Warp Prism looking for an opportunity. So far, done a great job of keeping Lambo back and busy. The Immortals, Archons, and Charge Lots combining. He's gonna spot the Lings and Banes at the natural. Harstem in a bit of a precarious position. Doesn't want to go out too far, but if he can hit before the Lurkers are online, he's got a great opportunity to do critical damage. Storm soften up most of the army. Lambo does have a hive done, but no other hive tech on the way. The Immortals and Archon zoning out. The Templars still have plenty of Storm to work with. It's got to be careful not to lose them for free. They're kind of just sitting there on the high ground, stressing me out. Force field locks in some Hydras. Revenge for the immortal kill. Warps in another couple Templar. Zealots chasing Banelings in a weird role reversal. The drone's on the run. 9 lurkers on the way. As Lambo desperately tries to put something together. Lings and Banes rolling in. Does he have a warp? And he does. A mass warp, and he might be able to crash through, but 9 lurkers. Oh no, a day late and $1 short. The storm on the lurker eggs, they pop out into a world of psionic fire, and they burn immediately. And that's it. Harstem just knocks him out. He sweeps away the lurkers and takes the game. A comfortable and confident victory in game 1, despite the struggle of the early aggression. The Lambo hard countered Harstem's Adept Glaive so hard that it rolled around to being good for Harstem, because Lambo was so well positioned to deal with the Adept Glaives. He spent so much time on that tech, he actually delayed the tech transition later. And because Harstem had an absolutely pixel-perfect defense at the third base, he was able to translate that into a pretty good economic position. I don't know what Lambo saw that allowed him to make that read so convincingly, but he was so confident in it. Maybe he just knows Harstem. But, yeah, the tells were obviously there, even if I couldn't see them. But that brings us to game 2. The captain leads, as most captains do. But we'll see if Lambo can strike back on Alcyone. Is he going to go for the gold? I ain't saying he's a gold digger. But I'm not saying he'll shy away from such a clear and present economic opportunity, despite the relatively significant risks that are posed by it. Put that on a bumper sticker after you like and subscribe. So Harstem did not scout. He did not send the probe out. He's not usually what we see nowadays against this exact sort of play is cannon run. Scouting it early enough, though, if you scout with a normal probe timing, cannon rush. Just slap a cannon, jam it in to that little pylon location. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not. But while he scouts it immediately, the time for cannon rushing has long passed. I'm not sure if this is better or worse, because if Harstem isn't going to try to punish it, he gets a little bit more economy. What are you doing? You gonna take some of those minerals? Yeah. 7 less minerals now. What are you gonna do without them? Scoff. I respect it. Harstem just, no matter what Lambo's doing, I bet if that hatchery was a little bit closer to his base, maybe he'd have a different idea, but... Oh. He sees the Adept come out. This is gonna get a little awkward. I think he has just enough time to take this down before the Adept kills anything meaningful. Yep, just barely. Gets through the rocks and unleashes the Zerglings. Which means the Adept not gonna have much opportunity to do much at all. Queen will drive it away. Probe coming out again. What's up with that? What is the probe doing? Why are you back? I think that was the probe that mined the gold mineral. It came back to the Nexus and then came back for more minerals because of how probe AI works. Which, a lot of ambition there. Once you've tasted gold minerals, you never go back to the blue, as they say. Oracle on the way. And a much more precarious position, but 2 queens in position. All right, let's take bets. How many drones? And does he just lose the Oracle? All right. He almost gets it into the orange. 2 drones, and it's in the yellow. I'd put that solidly in the column of, yeah. Oh, Oracle comes in with a vengeance, but it's already too late. The Zerglings will get a slight delay on the base. Twilight Council at the natural, intentionally dodging the Overlord that's hanging out in the main. Interesting. I think he's gonna try the Adepts again. The Oracles come in for another pass, but the Queens... 3 drones in total now. Stalkers warped in. 1 gas at the natural. So this is likely going to be the Glaive to Depths. But he, you know, I committed to it, and then he slaps down the blink. You see the gas there. How many gates are we going to have in total? 4. Yeah, there may very well be the mind game of baiting Lambo into thinking it's Glaive to Depths and then coming out with the Blink Stalkers, which are not as strong at outright winning. No! Not as strong as outright winning the game, but overall a much more stable choice for just progressing past the early big game. Adepts can be hard countered, as we saw before, and it was a minor miracle that Harstem was able to survive as effectively as he did in the previous match, so we will see. But the Stalkers are heading out now, and Lambo will realize he's not dealing with those Adepts, but instead the Stalkers pony trotting away. Trying to jam himself into the corner there, but one of them gets caught and killed. Those Zerglings grab it by the remarkably fragile legs. Revelation used to complement the Stalkers. Looking nice today. Thank you. 20-something more Zerglings on the way. Zerglings still a good counter to Stalkers until they get into such a hefty number they can body block for each other. So once they get to around 20 or so Stalkers, they start jostling up against one another, not leaving much room for the Zerglings. But before then, the Zerglings are quite capable of getting some surrounds on it. Where are those Oracles? It's getting a little bit dramatic here. Oh, the Stalkers will blink away, but they're not quite able to get over to the high ground. Oracles light up. In order to protect the retreat, how many Stalkers has he lost? Only 2. Doing quite well so far. Templar Archives. Robotics Facility. Baneling Nest for Lambo. He's got +1 melee about to complete. Roach Speed on the way. So it looks like we're going to a macro game. I like he's building Evo chambers, because Evo chambers, buildings all start with about 10% of their HP. And Evo chambers have significantly more HP than a Spore Crawler. So Lambo there, again, choosing the more effective option. Making sure the Oracles can't just burn through it. Melee attack level 2 on the way. Baneling Nest, but Harstem diligently holding the door. Stalker, shield battery at the back as well. More Stalkers, but not enough Zerglings to chase them down. Few charge lots. 1 Stalker caught on the low ground. Gonna cost a few extra Zerglings. What we got over here? Zerglings catch some Zealots. Harstem bleeding out units? Whatever it is they do. Protoss, I'm not sure they have blood or they like photosynthesize or something. Not important. Moving on. Psy Storm on the way. Charge as well. No, charge wasn't done yet. And the 4th base now the target. Lambo with 2 distinct attacks. 1 over to the left side. Probe's caught behind. Trying to target down the base, but the charge lot's swinging in. And Harstem should have enough to defend this flank. And it looks like he has a beautiful setup for defending on the 3rd as well. But the Banelings are going to test it. 3 Banelings not enough. This isn't the Legacy of the Void cinematic. But Harstem gets dragged back into the most obvious bait and switch And he's going to be losing that 4th Nexus. He is prioritizing keeping what he already has alive instead of sticking his neck out for it to get melted off by the Banelings. But if that goes on for too long, Lambo's going to be able to continue teching up and maintain a massive economic lead. Because even though Harstem right now has similar worker count, the income, okay, there it is. As Lambo just got a 5th base online. The efficiency of having those bases is significant. The Storms. Templar trying to get in position. Zones out the Banes with the Storm, but doesn't quite catch all of them. Forces emerge. More Zerglings coming in. The Sentry caught out in front. Banelings crashing through. Gets a full Archon merge. Charizlot's just redirecting in the midst of everything. 7-8 probes down. Maybe not the ideal time to probe transfer. Takes out the base as well. And Lambo is busting through. The Roaches and the Zerglings and the Banelings are more than enough. As Harstem dips down to 130 supply. Another random stalker out in the field. 14 probes dead. A Zealot counterattack will be dealt with. Nice little Ravager merge or morph there to bring it back. Hive tech's on the way, but Harstem, for the 3rd time, will attempt a 4th base. Yeah. And this time, he really has to keep it, because if he's fighting against 5-6 base Zerg, that's now going to Hive tech, the only saving grace here for Harstem is that Lambo doesn't have that Hive. He doesn't have those Lurkers, Vipers, maybe Adrenal Glands, occasionally Broodlords, but that's a long way off. Because Harstem's tech is so good, his army is so strong right now, he can fight with less army supply. Because the supply doesn't really tell the story, but that time is quickly running out. Lambo doing a great job of keeping him busy on both fronts. Melts his own Archon. Level 2, beautiful force field holds the door after the gateway goes down. And the War Prism. A War Prism taking a lot of damage as it tries to pick up the Zealot there. Uh-oh. Oh, no, he's right quick. Oh, no! Get off my creep! Brenda, Jesus. Don't speak of the Terrans here. Moving on. That War Prism right-clicked onto the Zerglings. A dramatic mistake. And now Harstem has no ability to put pressure on Lambo's side of the map, which means 200 supply of Zerg will be bearing down on the Protoss. And now again, Harstem is going to be stuck on defense. The Banelings rolling through towards the 3rd. Lambo not skipping a beat back at home behind this. He's got Lurker range on the way, and he's got 6 bases online with 84 drones. This is about as good as it gets for the Zerg economy while still having a solid standing army. He's got money in the bank. And, well, Harstem, he lights the beacon. The fleet beacon is lit. And the Protoss on the ground to call to the skies for aid. Is it going to be carriers? Mothership? Occasionally we see Tempest, but there's no Broodlords here. It does feel kind of like a carrier situation, but +1 air weapons on the way as Lambo puts together his defenses. He's now trying to make sure that counterattacks are minimized at best. He can kind of sandbag with spine crawlers, which are not great at dealing with zealots, but that buys time to get units into position so he can focus as much as possible on attacking directly in the Harstem. Spires on the way. Tempests. Tempests are the choice. Tempest, the probably the most reliable but least effective option. What do I mean by that? It sounded like a bunch of buzzwords. Tempests are not going to win the game for you on their own. 2 or 3 Tempests don't make the difference. But 2 or 3 Tempests, or 5 or 6 or whatever, can do reliable damage and kill lurkers. Whereas carriers, on the other hand, Their interceptors are finicky, they're very expensive, and require constant babysitting to get the damage done. Now, carriers have a much higher ceiling on how much damage they can do, but Tempests are a solid, pretty solid, more surgical option. As surgical as a massive capital ship hurling an energy ball larger than your mother can be. Speaking of, Mothership is almost all the way done as well. Harstem going with the full tactical sky toss. The Tempest flinging out their energy balls. And Lambo pushing the creep out directly towards Harstem's base. Clearly prioritizing. There's not that many queens out there. Adaptive talents, adrenal glands on the way, though. Harstem is maxed out. So now we get to see how Lambo wants to dismantle the death ball. Which, it's not quite a death ball at the moment. Harstem has only +3 attack for the ground and +1 in the skies. Warp Prism will be recalled off of that back right corner before the Corruptors can take it out. That also does reveal that Corruptors are on the field, though I think he saw the Spire before, so that would probably be spoil the whole thing. Gold base is long mined out now. Lambo has about half the map in bases. Harstem is locked down on 4. But he's also lost 4,000 less minerals and 1,000 less gas. In general, neither side has lost very much gas overall. Being quite efficient with that. But now the armies are getting dangerous. Harstem has a battle group over to the north side. A very dangerous army for how much supply it takes, unless Harstem doesn't cast any spells before it all dies. Oh no, the Zerglings will spend some extra time chewing through the Immortals, but clearly looking the other way. Oh wow, what an awkward time for a pause that was. Though it looks like Lambo was the one to pause. So here we are. Based on what just happened, it looked like it was Harstem, but... So, some shenanigans afoot, but... What is the result? Well, they're both still near maxed out. Harstem ends up losing quite an expensive bit of his army, but he's replacing it now with Tempest. So, I think throwing away some of those not really throwing away, trading away, if you would. Well, trading is a bit generous for what we just saw, but... trading out some of those gateway units now to add more Tempest, Immortals, some extra Templar as well. Anything but temporary, this unit composition. Cannons and shield batteries at the front. Though Lurkers and Banelings are going to make things difficult either way. Yeah, shield battery overcharge. Unfortunately, the Lurkers are just going straight through it. He's able to blast his way through. Immortals and Archons make quite a tag team against the Lurkers. And now, Harstem still maxed out. Lambo doesn't have that much in the bank. Does he have Neural Parasite? No. Burrow? No. Feels like quite an oversight at this stage. There's 7 Tempests on the field chewing through. He's going for Tectonic Destabilizer. There's that Neural Parasite. Burrow should be joining alongside it. No Vipers either. Gonna lose. Whoa! Doesn't even lose it. What a save. On the Tempest. Another army coming in. What a tactical exchange here for both sides. Never committing all of their army to one spot. Are Immortals just that good? We're gonna find out here. The Archon's eating a lot of the damage as the Immortal blasts for the backline. And the Lurkers just get obliterated by that relatively tiny army out of Harstem. Well positioned to deal with even half a dozen Lurkers. And the Infestor throws out the saddest fungal of all time. And dies. The Destabilizer's here to destroy the Sporchard and anything else in front. More Lurkers, there's no detection for Harstem, so he's just gonna have to get out of there. But now chewing through those Tempests. Biting big chunks out of every building and significantly smaller chunks for some reason out of the units. Down goes the Oracle, but he is able to get a Corruptor in trade. Another Queen. How many Queens? Only 4 queens left. There are 18 lurkers. And Lambo's still nearly maxed out. That's probably too many lurkers. Oh no, the queens! Getting annihilated by the Tempest Fire. And he's down to 2 of them. Which does not leave you a lot of opportunity for injects. Harstem now. Lambo has not shifted his army to deal with Harstem's Tempest composition. There's not enough anti-air here. Harstem takes out a base. The lurkers are going for the base trade. They're not even burrowed, though. Lambo is not respecting the Tempest. The lurkers are into the main, but Lambo clearly scrambling. He's now got +3 on the ground done, but is that what he really needs? Oh, he recalls the Tempest to the main with the Oracle for detection. And has an observer as well. Taking out so many of these lurkers. 18 Hydras. And 3 more Corruptors on the way. But it really feels like Harstem. Slow and steady here. A real Tortoise and Hydralisk sort of situation. Whereas Harstem, I think he set the tone by not scouting. He just straight up didn't scout nearly as early as your average Protoss. He did his build, he executed, and now, like, in not a particularly long span of time, sorry. Suddenly it's Harstem with the massive bank, the army to beat, and making it very, very difficult. Lambo ran out of steam. And there's an army underneath here. The Corruptors are not going to be able to hunt this down. Though, he does kind of lose it. Do we have a time warp ready? Yeah, the Corruptors are not good enough here. He needs Vipers. He needs something else. Harstem, quite a masterclass. He struggled on defense, but now that he has... well, he struggled and succeeded. It wasn't easy, but he was confident in it. And now here we are. I think this is a combination of knowing this matchup and knowing Lambo that has allowed Harstem. Just like Lambo clearly understanding Harstem's tendencies with build orders in game 1. Lambo's still maxed out. Harstem losing some of his supply, but he can replace it. He's getting a Dark Shrine and 2 Oracles at a time now. Hunting down lurkers in the middle of the map. Lambo not out of it yet, but he needs... I don't know if more Corruptors are going to be the answer. He's just chunking up the Corruptors. He's still got enough Blink Stalkers underneath that the Corruptors can't just dive. I'm sure there's some Templar and Archons nearby as well. The Zealots. Lambo is on a very tenuous economy now. Not because of his worker count, but because of his mining location. If he loses another base, Harstem will have such a ridiculous economic lead. And the cannons are everywhere. Oh my. It's a disaster. Lambo has lost all the initiative. He's losing many of his Corruptors. And the game is very in doubt right now. I've never seen 200 supply look so weak as it is against Harstem right now. The Corruptors trying to die, but the mothership tanking it. The Lurkers find some of the probes, but the Revelations are constant. As I say it, he runs out of Revelations. Revelations were constant. The Lurkers may take out one of the outlying bases. Another attempted Lurker counterattack. We'll get through the cannons. But the Tempest count continues to grow. The anti-air... the storms on his own Zealots. Harstem a bit dicey there. But that's the beauty of the Tempest, is the Hydras can't just blink away at them. Beautiful storms. Category 5. And now, Lambo. His supply just evaporates. Down 40. As the Tempest continue to chew through, he recalls back yet again. There and back again. A Dutchman story. The captain has commanded his fleet, his armada. Maybe getting promoted to admiral after this one. Lambo ran out of ideas before he took to the skies, and now Wow, Harstem played such a calm game. Like, the confidence to just sit there and lose your 4th base so many times, but still be able to put together this army. It's not, he didn't play passively. There's a big difference between defensive and passive. And Harstem certainly taking advantages where he can. I say it like it's a foregone conclusion, and right now, it would take a Major League Baseball player to throw harder than this. Harstem turns it all around. Lambo ends up losing almost double. He loses over double the Vespene gas and 15,000 more minerals in a beautifully executed game from Harstem, bringing us into our bonus match of MaxPax doing the most insane cheese I'm not going to say I've ever seen, but it's up there. All right, you thought Harstem would throw that one, but no, the captain charts a confident course to victory. Beautifully executed. I love the choice. I think Tempests are so much better in so many scenarios. Carriers are to win the game if you're already winning. Tempests are a comeback unit. But I see a lot of players go carriers, all right, and they're good, and they can just win, but they're so expensive, unlike liking and subscribing. And here we go. MaxPax with some fresh cheddar. Jimmy. You're like, Winter, is our bonus series really a best of 5? No, hold your horses. Or however many horses you own. In this economy, I don't know. It's PvP. So. That's all I have to say about that. Alright, he's up against Krystianer, one of the top Protoss in Europe. Definitely the underdog in this case. But Krystianer's come up with some of the most genius Protoss versus Protoss. I don't know if genius works for Protoss versus Protoss. Like, Protoss versus Protoss is where Forrest Gumpian strategies certainly thrive. So, we will see. MaxPax has decided a pylon is the choice. Just a scouting pylon, I'm sure. He does complete a zealot, and he sends it out. I don't know if Krystianer realizes that. MaxPax gonna duel the probe. And, well, there's a pylon wall, but there's a shield battery from MaxPax. And another shield battery, and he keeps slapping them down. The probe's on the chase. Another shield battery. That probe taking a lot of damage. Gonna want some of its ideally some of its shields back. He's gonna keep slapping down shield batteries until morale improves. And morale is at an all-time low, so it's hard not to. Wait! Oh, whoa! MaxPax! I don't think Krystianer realized that. That MaxPax's own shield battery was part of the wall. He cancels it. The shield battery completes. And it re-shields the zealot. I'm not sure whose battery's whose at this point. Well, is he out of energy? Wait, is that MaxPax's? Honestly, it's so hard to tell Protoss buildings apart until they warp in. I mean, not to discriminate, but honestly, can you tell? Whose battery is it? Who's MaxPax? All right, that's MaxPax's battery. He's almost out of energy here. Does MaxPax have a gateway? No, he's got an oracle on. Oh, the battery finishes. What a save! And he's gonna get through the pylon. And that zealot surviving for any amount more time is going to make things incredibly difficult. Because now he's getting the adepts into the main, and an oracle shows up. He just burns through the adept for funsies. He's gonna lead him off to the side. The adepts trying to work their way through. The shield battery can't cover everything at once. And the adepts actually just shoot it down. Wait, the zealot's still going. Probe's dying left, right, and center. MaxPax has more buildings in Krystianer's natural than Krystianer does, which really challenges the idea of who owns this natural. Down goes a pylon, and with it, the only powered gateway And he's going for the second pylon. Now he's using the shield batteries in order to reshield the oracles. Oh my. This is some sharp cheddar. Which, wow. MaxPax is now taking his natural. Krystianer starts Warp Gate. MaxPax finishes Warp Gate. The shield batters are slowly but surely getting taken out. He's chrono boosting from his second gate. Wait, that's Krystianer's pylon? Okay. Will he warp in? He comes in with the 2 oracles again. I'm kind of surprised Krystianer had both stalkers. Oh my god, the oracle micro is just perfect. Like, GG. MaxPax secures victory in game 1. But wait, there's more. Protoss versus Protoss at its most Protoss. Bit of a whiplash going from Harstem's calm, controlled, almost leisurely Protoss tech to MaxPax's literally slapping his batteries all over your face cheese. But here we are. Game 1 goes to Maximus Paximus. And in Game 2 on Oceanborn, a probe has been sent across the map yet again. He went for the pylon block. Krystianer slaps down, but... oh no. Okay, it's just, by the way, spoilers. I only watched game 1 of this series. I was recommended it. I don't know how the rest goes. But... so, the Cyber Core is 20 seconds. 20 seconds faster for MaxPax, which, has some significant wait, is that a hard wall? It is. But who's locked in here with who? Whom's? Oh, MaxPax is just rushing Stargate. Getting out so quickly. Okay, wait. Oh, no. Okay, he finished the second pylon. I thought he was supply block. Did Krystianer see the Stargate?
He's under attack. Did you warp in a backup?
Really?
They're attacking your probes. Watch your mineral line.
Shadows.
Oh, stop right there, criminal scum. Wow. Oh, the stalker pops out. Literally in the face of the probe as it tries to leave. MaxPax pulls 2 probes. And Krystianer obliges. So this is a hard wall. The Zealot just gonna start chopping through in the most obvious bait. This is not a Masters League bait or a Grandmaster. This is like a Gold League bait right here. But will it work? Okay, so the awkward part is there's no way for Krystianer to kill that Stalker. How many Stalker shots does it take to get through a cybernetics core? Anyone got the math on that one? Because we're about to find out. He could just rally the other 2 Stalkers outside. Is there a shield better in the main? Indeed there is. Oracle in the main. Oh. He tried a stasis, but the probe shut it down. Warp gate is done. Okay. Well, now he's past the shields. He's onto the cyber core itself. Wait. Oh, he popped one out. But now it's trapped. He's gonna warp in one on the outside, right? Like... oh, he's supply blocked. It's a disaster. Oh, he gets one more hit. Oh my god. Trapped in a prison of his own design. But wait, there's one. The oracles come into the main. Deja vu. We've just been in this base before, lighting up the probes and embarrassing one of the best players in Europe. The Stalker, though, so close to accomplishing its lifelong goal. Of course, its life has only been 2 minutes, so not that impressive, but still, the Cyber Core. Oh, well, now Krystianer will follow through on the legacy of that Stalker. Now, that Stalker will come home not knowing how successful it was at its mission of destroying Krystianer's Cyber Core. Cybersecurity is at a premium nowadays. Alright, the Oracle's hanging out at the back. Blink on the way for both sides. Revelation slapped down. MaxPax has 6 Stalkers, but he's gonna have a quicker blink. How many gates? 3 to 2. Which is more. And he's got a proxy gate as well. Robotics facility's on the way. Krystianer, despite the shenanigans, not really... Well, it's about even on supply. Shield battery dies immediately. Neither side has blink. It's just a straight-up Stalker brawl now. MaxPax, one of his Stalkers, is trapped behind the others. And actually, Krystianer definitely getting the better end of things here. Whoever gets blink... Oh, the Oracles come in. Whoever gets blink first, though, very well. Or Krystianer could just lose a bunch of his Stalkers. We'll see. MaxPax has blink. He's gonna fight. 10 seconds. The blink back. Seconds matter. 8 probes dead to Oracles now. Shield battery's not here. Blinking away. Krystianer, it's too late. Shield battery targeted. Another Stalker down. But I think the number's not so much there. He blinks out of some of the projectiles. The Oracles are still alive. And MaxPax just blunks on him. Game 2. Maximus Maximus. Another spicy one, but this time I feel like that was more Krystianer outplaying himself than it was MaxPax being a poker genius. But, you know, a little bit of column A, a lot of bit of column cheese. Well, 2-0 MaxPax. Clearly taking the initiative and running with it so far, but we'll see as we go into Game 3. These games have been so weird, I almost forgot we started with the Harstem Lambo series. But hopefully you enjoy both. Like and subscribe. How is your Cyber Core so much faster? This time, he didn't even skip the Cyber Core. I don't know how MaxPax gets his Cyber Core. Did he cut a probe? No. He's just faster. Like, this shouldn't happen. MaxPax shouldn't have a Cyber Core like 5 to 10 seconds quicker, and that very much matters. It's like a solid 10 seconds quicker. Well, Krystianer gonna try a proxy gate himself this time around. Probe's looking around, or Zealot's looking around for exactly this. This probe will spot it. What will he do about it, though? The Stargate will finish. Well, that's awkward. The A move, though, he drags the probe away. MaxPax not to be deterred. It worked! The decoy probe! But now, will the Adept... MaxPax? Oh my. The decoy probe, because MaxPax was diligently on A move as opposed to a right click. You can't see it on the other side here because of the rocks. Oh my, it's going to work. MaxPax is scouting everywhere, except that exact location he got dragged out of. Uh-oh. Adept Shade canceled at the last moment. But he already saw that it's going to be Stalkers, which is... Well, he already saw there's no Nexus. A Void Ray is on the way. Yeah, the lack of a Nexus is... Oh, okay, now he knows. If he didn't know before... Which he did. He's gonna use the Adept to cover for the Oracle. It's gonna be beautiful and disgusting all at the same time. Oracle comes in. Adept will be targeted first, but already so many probes dead. And he gets away with it. Gonna take a bit of damage. 6 probes dead. MaxPax has 11 worker lead. He's got a Void Ray out, and he's got 3 shield batteries. Oh no. 3, the amount of games he's going to win before Krystianer wins 1, in my prediction. Is it a coincidence? Well, this is a disaster. MaxPax just, even when he doesn't know what's going on, his instincts are just too good. Krystianer not able to capitalize on the unscouted proxy gate. Well, that's a lot of stalkers. I think that's enough stalkers to go through the shield batteries, aka like invalidate their healing. So, yeah, he's got to go now. He's about to be supply blocked anyway, so it doesn't get any better from here. Lights up the Void Rays, burning through stalkers. Gonna keep deterring. A 3rd Void Ray is on the way. All right. Well, the stalkers are still dangerous, but it's kind of like 3 Void Rays is enough. Void Ray is most effective against Protoss units, of course. More shield batteries on the way. He has a charge on that other Void Ray. The Oracle comes back in. 3 more kills, back down to 16. MaxPax's economy is looking quite good here. Shield battery reshields the Stalker. He's just going to start working on the Nexus. It certainly could be better. This had some potential, but MaxPax with the perfectly executed Adept Oracle Buddy Cop combo. And now, well, Krystianer needs to make something happen here, but I don't know if he can. Shield battery overcharge is available. That's enough stalkers to one-shot most things. So, like, he has a dream. He's going for the Void Ray. Yeah, he's trying to burn through it. Where's the overcharge? He doesn't have the energy. He went for the Chrono Boost. It's a MaxPax holds in a decisive display in an indecisive matchup. But both Harstem's calm, controlled, and just pragmatic Protoss and MaxPax's absolutely cheesy killer instinct displayed here. But I hope you enjoyed. Made your day a little bit better. I didn't actually expect, well, I expected good games, but I really like the Harstem versus Lambo ones as well. I hope you did, too. And if you got the means and motivation, be awesome. Check out Patreon or YouTube membership or the second channel as well for any sort of other gate-based games that you're interested in. But otherwise, I hear liking and subscribing is still free for now. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck. Have fun. Stay chill.